that was like the most stressful 5 minutes of my life, trying to plug everything into my desk, because my desk has become a breeding ground for everything I own. I bought this like, oh, I have a studio. This is going to be great. And things have just accumulated here. And I don't understand why. I have a 2 day old half empty White Claw, some fake eyelashes, a couple of broken lights, 4 lighters. I'm not smoking cigarettes. Why do I have 4 lighters on this desk? A microwave meal container. It just had like pizza rolls in it, so it's not dirty. A plate, but that was from earlier. An empty Diet Dr. Pepper bottle. I'm done exposing myself. That's some shit. I am so done exposing myself. Welcome to Talentless Talent. Very, very excited for this episode. My good friend James Shields came on and we just talked about pretty much a little bit of everything as far as art goes. He gave me some really good advice. It was just a really good time and I'm really excited. And you know the intro, the intro, yeah, he did that. And I love it and it's so good and it makes me happy every single time I hear it. And then it freaks me out because it just reminds me that I probably have a podcast I have to edit. So here we are. It's really exciting. James has his own website, ourmodernspirits.com, which is really cool. It's one of the coolest websites I've checked out as far as like an art website goes and his portfolio. But he does anything from like music producing to graphic design to photography. He's getting into videography. So there's all kinds of stuff that he does, and he has products and information on there about how you can commission them for certain things, and he really works with you through the process. So it's very exciting. I'm excited for you to hear this and check out his art. He's getting ready to release like a indie rock project I'm very excited about. And he released All Good, which is like an R&B kind of hip hop project, which is phenomenal. And yeah, it's just a really good episode. It is very informational, I would say. There's a lot of, I don't know. I learned a lot. Shit, you might. Who knows? Aren't we in that for this reason, is to learn? Nah, just to talk to my homies. That's really the reason I did this. Give my friends an excuse to shout themselves out and talk to me. So, without further ado, here is the intro, Losing Speed by my good friend James Shields and his interview. Enjoy, babies! It's Talentless Talent with Kylie Dills.
I work best when I'm candid. Like,
Yeah, good.
oh yeah.
I'm just gonna be hitting the jewels, so don't mind me.
Oh, don't mind me. Don't mind me either, because I might be hitting something else too myself.
Hey, keep it toasted in here. Keep it
Oh
warm.
yeah, real toasty, because it's cold outside, right?
Exactly. Well, so just to go over how we met in college. So we just met at a liberal arts college in Portsmouth, Ohio, of all places.
And it's kind of crazy because, like, initially when I was first looking for schools to go to, like, I was looking at like the Institute of Arts, like schools or whatever, and the deans or whatnot, or like the upper management would hit me up and be like, "Wow, your stuff's really cool. Your stuff's really awesome. How much is it for a year? $81,000.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. No, thank you." So like eventually, like I went down a list. I was able to find like Shawnee State, and it was really cool when I first got there because initially I thought like coming from the city, like coming from Cleveland. I mean, I was like I am from Shake. I'm like from Cleveland. You know what I mean? Initially coming from the city and going to something like completely opposite, I didn't know how that would vibe, but I knew I wanted to do something new. Like I knew I wanted like, hey, I want to kind of do some soul searching, and I don't think I could do it in the city because I've been here all my life. Like what's going to change.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I'm just going to be surrounded by the same people doing the same things. I'm not going to go to the CIA or whatever because they want like my firstborn child in my
Literally.
soul. So then once I ended up choosing Shawnee, and then I met you guys, and it was just like so dope because initially I was like, oh my gosh, like I guess everybody kind of thinks I'm so cool because I'm like this dude. But then like eventually like we just started finding things that we had in common,
Yeah.
like down to like we like the same music. You know,
Right.
we're really big on the same music, and we hung out with the same group of people. You know what I mean? And that group of people like molded into this big conglomerate of people. We used to go over what's her name, Molly's house all the time, and yeah,
Just be
fucking
good chill
blaze.
sessions. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Real,
amazing.
real cool sessions and stuff like that. So like, and it eventually led to me, you know, getting a house with James and Mikey and you know Radley. So like, it was really cool. It was a really cool experience, like how we first met and how it grew to be what it was. You
Which
know.
it's still that community today. Like there's people that I've met in that house that I still like, I mean us, but I mean
Yeah,
everybody
definitely.
else. And they share their art and they share what they're doing and it's still that community. Like I don't think you could have gotten that anywhere else, honestly.
No, not at all. Because like even like to this day, like one of the reasons why I still do music is because of James. Because having that experience of not only am I from the city, but like I got hip to doing music late in life.
Hmm.
Like, because I didn't have anybody to teach me anything, or
Right.
like anybody who had the patience, you know, to be like, okay, yeah, they will always play like some fucking like chili pepper shit, like Snow or something. Like, okay, do this. I'm like, what the fuck? I just started. Like, you know
I
what I'm saying?
can't do that.
Be like,
Yeah.
right. So like having like James around, like, and having the house, like waking up and just playing music essential to me still making music to this day because I had like those kind of people and then you guys coming over as well. Like we'll just be jamming out and there'll be days like you guys will just come over and just hear us jamming out, whatever. And then, you know, we'll go do our what, you know, the 1-2, whatever, you know, or like we'll party, drink, whatever, you know, what college kids will do. You know,
Right.
college kids at that age will do, you know. It was really essential to like have that, you know, honestly when I think back on it, like to have you guys in my life because it was a different perspective and me being who I am, it was really cool that like, okay, you guys accept me beyond just like, okay, he's from the city, he's like, you know, 1-2, he listens to whatever. But then like the more we talked, oh shit, you fuck with Touche more? Oh shit.
Yeah.
You know, you do this, you do that. Oh, that's cool. Like we could really chill. It was real, you know.
Yeah, and I remember learning so much going over there and like we would just like expand our palettes just talking, just
Yeah,
communicating about different stuff.
and definitely, and like we would watch. James would always have like some weird ass fucking movie to fit on. You know what I'm fucking saying? And Austin would be over there, and it was just like an experience like that's kind of hard. It's not hard to get now,
Hmm.
but like you kind of said earlier, like though that group is still there. Like we still talk to those people, some of those people from. It was really cool to have like just one kind of place where it's like a headquarters, where
Right.
it was
Yeah,
like,
that's
hey,
literally what that
or
was.
or either that or we knew where everybody's like apartment was, like in the condo spot, because we all had at first everybody was, you know what I mean, like when the
Right.
first semester everybody was living on campus, you know what I'm saying. So
Right.
like we all knew where everybody lived, everybody knew like the different parties and stuff, and it was just like a whole experience that's like even to this day, like I kind of think about it, even like the whole COVID,
Hmm.
um it's kind of hard to even get to that point again, you know, like
Right.
having group gatherings and being able to go to a show or have something going on. Like I saw somebody's family on Thanksgiving get like arrested because they had like more than like 10 people.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like their grandma or like their grandfather or something was like getting dragged out. I'm trying to remember the video to
Yeah.
remember, but like it was like I don't know. It's like hard to get to that point, and I don't mean to like turn it that way,
It's
but
fine, but
you
yeah,
know,
because I mean, it
yeah.
literally is breaking down community. I feel like our community just in general is broken right now because we have no way to have that ever. We don't know when we're ever going to have that again. So,
No, not at all. And I miss you guys. Like I want to be able to like visit you guys But then like I have, you know, like my mom and my dad and my
Right.
grandfather, and they're like talking about this whole new strain, and like it's even like affecting me being able to do like what I normally do to a day-to-day basis, which is like photography.
Yeah.
Like I usually do like photo shoots, and like that started to slow down of everything going on.
Yeah.
And yeah, you still have these events going on, but they're not really safe and they're not really following the guidelines
Right.
necessarily. So it's like taking a risk. You really have to rely on like your social networking and who you know prior to that, and really keeping in touch with those individuals, because it's really hard to find new clientele unless you're constantly on Instagram. And I'm not really like a big social. I'm not like I'm an artist. I like making the art. I don't really like talking like not in the sense where it's like I have to talk to some big executive business person who doesn't understand the art, or some person who doesn't understand what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
But they're like the key to my success, or the key to the next level that I'm trying to achieve in my life. And I had to, you know, work with that. I'm more just wanting to create music at this
Yeah. Just
point,
let me
or
show
one,
it. Yeah.
yeah, just let me show it. Just let me do things. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a better idea and a better sense of what I want to do and what I want to achieve, both personally and both like career wise. Like
Yeah.
I kind of have a roadmap. Back then, I didn't really have an idea. You know, being in college, like we were having so much fun, but then like at that time though, it started to structure what I wanted to do.
Hmm.
But like now being 28, like I have a better sense and a better idea of what I want to do and how I want to achieve it. But like COVID definitely like slowed things up, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I think too, like with the social media aspect of it, it's so much right now about being an influencer,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that
It's
nobody
all
wants to do that.
no, nobody wants to fucking do that. And all those people, you have these people who are like, I'm a model, video engineer, rapper, hand model, foot model, OnlyFans, Patreon. Like, you know, I don't understand. I don't understand. It's really weird. Like, and the other night I was just scrolling through Instagram and I'm looking at like really cool art, really dope art, honestly, some local art. My one friend Sammy, like he makes videos. He'll take the initial photo of him with like a portrait of him holding his art. It's usually like an 18 by 24 or some kind of like drawing, and he uses different mediums of art. And then the next slide would be like the video with like some song and him doing like behind the scenes work in
Yeah.
progress. So you can see how he did it. It's really dope. And
Yeah.
it's like it only gets a couple of views. And it's like,
Exactly.
what the fuck? Like he's been doing, but like if I show you his Instagram, like you will be like, what the this is amazing. Like
Hmm.
I feel like I have no talent.
Yeah.
When I see certain people do certain things, I'm like, wow, like I have no talent. But then I scroll up and then I'll see like some stupid video that will have like 59,000 video. Like it'll just be just stupid clickbait, really
Hmm.
quick. Like, hey, I got your attention. I don't care if you're satisfied. I got my view count. That's all I
I'm good.
needed.
Yeah. It's
I'm
not
good.
authentic. It's not
It's
authentic at all.
no, it's hollow. It's
Yeah.
really like artificial and it's really weird, and it kind of takes like the human aspect out of
Hmm.
things, you know.
Right. And
But
that's like with going and looking at it. I mean, it's just so, I could see how people are so turned off by not wanting to put themselves out there, because it's just, I feel like it kind of takes a piece of you, you know what I mean? But like you want to show people, you want people to see that, but like going and seeing some girl who posted, and which it's whatever, but I mean, you post a picture of your ass and then I scroll down and I have a friend who just released a company and he has 10 likes. I mean, it's just not authentic. It doesn't feel good.
it doesn't feel good. It's kind of hard, like being like who I am. Like I have my own art business, Modern Spirits. When I first started, I had like a group of people that like I thought they were like all about it or whatever, and then they started turning into doing more of like what everybody else was doing, and
Yeah.
it's like because they wanted to make it too, or like they wanted to achieve it too. They were tired of trying to do things differently
Right.
over the time. Like now I'm at this point where like I have my business. At first I started with just doing graphic design, and
Mm-hmm.
then I did photography and stuff. But there are moments where like I'll post something or I'll do something, and it's crazy because people say, "Wow, that's cool. Wow, that's dope. That's top quality content." And but like I don't see the engagement
Engagement.
as much
Mm-hmm.
as I do, and like maybe that relies on like maybe I'm not marketing right, because that goes back on me like not being so social, like on social media and stuff like that. And like I start doubling back and blaming myself, and I start thinking like, am I really good at what I do? Is this
Right.
really good? Should I keep going with this?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can
Because
easily do this.
yeah, and make
and
it, and know
and
I can make it.
yeah, either that or I can do what everybody else is doing. Okay, I give up to be more financially secure or more stable. I can just work that 9 to 5,
Right.
and I can just give up on my dreams, and I can just give up on everything because I'm not consistently, because that I'll bring that up in a second, but like because there are times where I'm not seeing the results that I expect. And
Right.
I maybe that's my fault because I expect it, like I see something and I'm like, wow, this is dope. But I don't know if that's how the world sees it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like I'll be like, this is dope. And then I post something or I'll share something, and then I'm like, wait a minute, y'all don't see how I see it. Y'all don't understand how I see it. Oh dang, you know what I mean? So like there's times where I do, but then I still stay consistent. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So like there are like really cool. For example, I did the photo shoot for the National Poetry in Cleveland like a couple years ago, the National Poetry Slam, the finals. And now I'm shooting photos for Vincent Taylor on the Cleveland Browns.
That's
You
dope.
know, yeah, I'm one of his personal photographers. So like that's really cool. And I'm able to do that because I didn't give up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's that
Despite,
consistency, that follow through,
yeah.
Yeah, that's super sick. I checked out your website. Like I've seen your website, like I've seen you posting it and stuff, and I've gone on it, and it is A plus. It's
Thank
really
you.
good. I just want to know how you went from, because when we met, it was, I mean, you were dabbling in everything a little bit, and
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
mainly music. So how'd you go from? Because I mean, I know you're doing it all right now, but how'd you go from music into like a graphic design, photography path?
So like when I was young, like I didn't even know. I thought I fucking sucked at first. Like I thought, like I just thought I was like, okay, I'm kind of here, you know,
Right.
like this. And I'm talking about like, okay, let's take it back like fourth grade where it all started. Like I thought I was just kind of here. Like okay, I go to school, I have some friends, I have recess, I go to sleep. I had like me and my best friend had like this little mouse that would come out, and we would feed it like little cheese and shit. And then like yeah,
That's
it was
life.
weird. It was like Michael Jackson, his little pet mouse, when he was young, but it didn't end so tragically.
That's good. I'm
Yeah,
glad.
it didn't end so tragically. Like it survived. It lived a good and healthy life, and
Good.
you know, it died of natural causes.
Good.
At least I hope, you
I
know.
hope so, right?
But like I was taking art class, and we were doing this one project where we were just doing like some kind of collage, uh cutting out different pieces of paper, different, and putting them together to make some kind of thing. Like I don't even remember what the hell it was because this is like fourth grade. All I know is like my art teacher saw it and she was like, "Holy fucking shit!" Basically, like her eyes lit up. She's like, "This is amazing." I'm like, you know, I'm in fourth grade. I'm
What do
like,
you mean?
yeah, I don't even think I do like amazing. Like I don't,
Right.
you know, I thought like at the time cool, like you know, oh, I don't even know. Eventually, one thing leads to another, and that piece that I made, she put in some art gallery in the Cleveland Art Museum, and I was like in fourth grade, so
In
like
fourth grade in the
yeah,
damn art museum, bro.
and my mom was like, "Holy fucking shit! You're an artist. Now we know what you're supposed to do. We know, like you know." So then they start hanging up everything that I made. They put it in a frame, start putting everything, you know what I'm saying, like my wall. And I started realizing then, like I was like, hey, like I like that reaction. Like people got happy, and I didn't have to do anything but what I felt like doing, which was like making art.
Right.
So like it was effortlessly. I forget the term for it, but it's like something they call like hyper focus, where like you're so in tune with what you're doing you can use little effort, but
Mm-hmm.
you can still like you're just knocking stuff out. Like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos talks about it from time to time. But like at that time, I was like, wow, this is something that I should really like go forward with. And it started with me just drawing, and then one thing led to me like getting my first computer, family computer, and I was like fucking it up downloading like LimeWare, like
My,
Soldier Boy, Tell 'em.
yeah.
Like every fucking time I thought I downloaded a song that I wanted, it was fucking Soldier Boy, and then my shit would get a fucking virus, and then I gotta
Virus.
wipe it. But mom would be like, "What happened to everything?" I'm like, "Yeah, it was an outage." Like, yeah, like I would have to finesse. It would be my ass. But like, getting just time skip to college, like not even right before college, like in high school, I wanted to get into the graphic design class because like over the years, okay, it started with drawing, then with the computer. I thought I was good enough, and but you had to go through graphic design 2 and 3 to get to graphic design 3, and it
Right.
was my senior year, and I was like, so I walked in with my portfolio to the teacher, and where the fuck have you been? Like no quote unquote verbatim. He was like, where the fuck have you been? And I'm like, huh? Huh?
Are you
I'm
allowed to
like,
say
wait,
that, sir?
yeah. I'm like, wait, what? And he's like, where have you been? Where have you been? Where have you been? Where have you been? Why have you not taken this class before? I'm like, I didn't know it existed.
Didn't even
And
know it was an option.
yeah, I didn't even know it was an option. And then like he's like, okay, you're in my class. So the next day I walk in that class, in the top class, and everybody's like, who the fuck is this dude?
The audacity.
The audacity. And like it's funny because one of my friends, Malcolm Moore, he works for GM now. He's like, I think he designs like concept cars for GM, where he works with the company. He
Mhm.
helped me get my portfolio together to get in there, or like talk to the teacher to get in there. So it was
Oh.
kind of cool. I had somebody who like believed, that if you believe in me, look at what I could do. So and so like it was cool. And then getting to college, like you said, I was dabbling with a lot of things, and I made up this name called Modern Spirit.
Yeah,
And
where did that come
people,
from? Did it just happen?
I was just like, I keep on trying to think of like really like not like serious. Like I'm really like serious with like brandings and like, but at that time I was just trying to. I felt like I was trying too hard,
Yeah,
and I was like, let me just say what I feel like. I feel like a modern spirit.
there it is.
And like, right. And everybody was like, wow, that sounds like a band. That sounds like a clothing line. That sounds like a company for this. That sounds like a company for that. So like that's why now I'm like, okay, well, Modern Spirit first started off as like music, like just
Hmm.
making music and like little art. And then after I got the reception that I was getting initially, like, hey, it goes back to just being consistent. Sometimes you have your ups and downs, but like, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just make minor spirit under everything because it does sound natural to do that.
Right.
And then after that, like, I made it in a time where I was going through shit because, like, in college, like, I dropped out of college because that was just like a sad time. It was like a really sad time because like over the years, like
Yep.
everybody started leaving, and then it sucked. And
Hmm.
then like we left the house, and then I came back. Like financial aid wasn't really helping me. They
Right.
were like stickling me. Like it was really bad. I was like, "Are you serious?" Like it was something stupid. Like just because we make my mom or something made like 100 extra bucks or something, we couldn't get a loan or something.
Yeah, like they'll
It
cut
was
it
some
off.
they would cut it off, and
Yeah,
it was bad because it's like they'll look at us like by our income, but they don't look at us by our situation.
exactly.
It's like, yeah, my mom, my dad, they have joint income, but they have 2 other kids in school.
Right.
One is 55,000 a year. So
Jesus.
it's like, you know what I mean? So it's like they don't really look at the situation; they just look at the numbers. So I got this little apartment with some people I didn't know, and it was just bad. It was like I ended up rooming with a bunch of party people, like party head, like super party people. I'm not like that all the time, so like
Yeah.
it just like and then I didn't have that support group that I had before,
Yeah, the
and
motivation declines. It goes down.
Yeah. So like I was just like, man, this isn't it. Like I'm trying too hard to please who am I trying to please? Why am I trying to do this? Like this is there has to be another thing that I could do. This was just what I thought I had to do because this is what
Hmm.
everybody else was doing,
Exactly.
you know? So like that's and at that time I was like, man, I want to make something. I have an idea. And then I that's around also around time where like I really was about I doubled down on like, yo, Modern Spirit, I want to do something with this. And I started working on the website and I started releasing stuff, and I started getting more serious. Like, hey, no, I'm a photographer. Like, no, I make music too. No, I do this and that. And I started learning things on my own. And eventually, like, I was like, yeah, Modern Spirit. Like, throughout the years, this is like a really good name, consistent. And I made it during a dark time. And the whole slogan for it too is always focused. So I believe like if you stay focused, you'll never falter.
And that
Like
fits
you'll
in
never fail.
perfectly with that, with modern spirit. Like that goes so hand in hand. Isn't it a record label now? Don't you have
Is it? I was thinking about doing that. I was thinking about doing that. I can't talk too much about that right now.
Oh,
I think,
spicy.
yeah, it kind of spicy because I'm working on a couple of things. Like I'm working on a couple of things, but like I said, like COVID just slowed everything down. So like right now, I'm looking at like different like concepts that
Mhm.
I could do. Not because I used to do a lot of like street style kind of urban things, and then later on I'll do like some photo manipulation.
Yeah.
But since it's been kind of hard trying to find a muse,
Mhm.
um, I've been like resourcing just like different, just like more of like it's kind of hard to explain, but like I'll take photos of like a tree or something, and then like I'll do like some kind of photo manipulation with that, and then I'll take that and then I'll throw it in like a video editor, and then I'll do something else with it, and then I make it look completely different from what it was before. So like right now I'm doubling back more into like my graphic design because it's
Mhm.
easier to do that.
Yeah.
Like I just need my computer and what I have on my computer. Like I don't really need nobody else. I have so much photos and resources and like things that I could. Right now I'm doubling back on there, but like I'm working on like a new project for like my rock shit, which is like really the name Modern Spirit because like
Mhm.
that's how it all started. So I just say Modern Spirit. If I say Modern Spirit like with involving music, that's like more like rock alternative type shit. So like with Modern Spirit, I'm working on a new project because the last project that I dropped was like a lot of people liked it. It was really dope. And like I tried really hard to like release something because and make it not like some of the best work that I made because I didn't release anything for a long time.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe that's because I wasn't getting the reception that I felt like I wasn't before. So I
Right.
just took a break. I don't know what it was, but
I
like
re- I remember too when it like popped off, and I think that's when we reconnected because it was just like, well, I mean, we followed each other on Tumblr for a long time.
a minute. Yes, yes. Tumblr was the spot.
Yeah, it was. Oh my
Yes,
god. So
yes.
yeah, we followed each other on Tumblr for a long time, and then Tumblr like fell off. Like it was just done. They got rid of porn. Fuck Tumblr.
Yep, it's over.
It's
It's over.
over.
It's
And
over. There's no point.
literally, and then I remember when you released that and I was like, "Holy shit, dude." Like, and I think that's when we reconnected and stuff, but it was so good. So you're working on a new thing with
Yeah, I'm
Modern
working
Spirit?
on a new thing. Like I think I'm gonna call it Bloom because like it goes back on the whole Modern Spirit name. Like it just feels natural. Bloom, like just blooming, like revealing. I'm not entirely sure what the kind of sound is. Like I have like 2, 3 songs recorded.
Mhm.
I only showed maybe one person, like
Yeah,
maybe two people. Like I don't want to release something and then I don't get the reception that I want. But like sometimes you gotta take that risk. But
literally.
like yeah, but with this, I'm not. Like I'm taking my time. I'm letting certain people listen to it. Like I'll probably send you something like after this so you can hear it.
Yeah.
And because it's like kind of mixing with like electronic and like guitar and like
Ooh,
melodic. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And
vibey.
I'm having a lot of fun. And I also started like recording people in my like apartment. So like I'm looking for like some studio space where I can rent out where I can just have people come there and record because I made music, and like just by doing that, like we reconnected,
Right.
and it was cool. And here we are now, making a, you know what I'm saying? Like we're on your podcast, which is fucking dope as fuck.
Thank you.
And through that also, like people hit me up and be like, "Yo, do you do recordings?" And I'm like, I don't know. Like at first I didn't know, and then I tried it with some people, and now I'm making money off of that. So like that's why like I started thinking about the whole always focus never falter when you brought it up, because I was like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm making money off this, and I consult people. Like I talk to them, they come to me about like business and like what should I do type things, and they like what I say,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, okay, I should start charging people for that. So like, like it's just really cool. This is really dope.
It's definitely I was amazed. Like just in case nobody knows, this is who made the Talentless Talent song intro when you come into it. So that process was just perfect. I was like, I've never done this before. You're the first person that I reached out to about the podcast to do something for it. Like I didn't have a
And
logo. I had nothing.
I was scared as fuck when you asked me. I'm not gonna lie. My anxiety shot through the fucking roof. I was like, oh my god. Like it goes back to the whole like, hey, can you record me kind of thing? It's like, well, I've been doing me the whole time. This is kind of new. I've never done something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it
Yeah,
was
sure. This is
taking
different.
somebody, yeah, because I mean, it's like when we did it, I mean, you were just making your music, like what's in your head. And when I messaged you, I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing, but like, here's all the ideas I have
Yeah.
and just throw something together. And then you gave me like, what was it, 14 options to pick from?
That's what because like because I like options, right? People like
Right.
options, right?
Right.
Right, because I'm indecisive. That's why I think people like options. Because I'm indecisive, so you're indecisive too. You gotta be. So like and it was really cool because like even like some of the ones that you didn't pick, like you still fuck with, and like it made me feel good in a sense. Like okay, yeah, I know I'm on the right track. I know that I'm good. Like I know that I'm good, and then you pick that one that you play in the intro, which is fucking dope as fuck. Because like, and that's something that I had to tell myself more, Kylie, honestly, because like I used to not think that way about myself for real. Like I really did it. So like, I used to be way more humble, but like if you know you made some raw shit, dude, you made some fucking dope shit.
You gotta give yourself the clout for it. I mean,
right. Give yourself the clout.
And I have so many people that have said like when I hear that, like, and that's what I wanted. I wanted it branded, and you did such a good job of that because it's like
Thank you.
it like matches my hype level because every time it comes in, it's like and I'm like yes, and like people recognize the podcast off of that music. So when they hear that, that's what they know what they're getting, what's coming next.
That's fucking dope because like two great people, and like for you to even do something like this is like so left field. Like I never thought like, wait a minute, Kylie's making a podcast?
No.
Like she's really going through with this? Wait, Cody and them are really making a podcast? Like this is fucking crazy.
They came out of nowhere.
Crazy. And I was like, man, that inspired me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, man, like I'm, everybody it just inspired me because like there's so many things to be sad about right now. We're not gonna really get too deep into that, but like in general about the stuff to be sad about. But like during that time, like seeing that and it popped up on my screen, and it's cool that I know somebody who is making some dope shit that they are scared. You probably have so much fucking anxiety.
All the time.
You probably was like, this is not gonna work out. People are not gonna listen. People don't give a fuck about what I'm gonna say.
Right.
This isn't gonna hit. This isn't gonna be right. But you did it anyway.
I was like, fuck it. It was so, I felt so vulnerable. And then like when I reached out to you about the intro, I remember saying that like, I'm super vulnerable right now and uncomfortable, but can you make an intro? And you're like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, under that, I was really scared. But it's about, I know I'm capable. It's just it's like, man, you coming to me is like I have such a high respect for you. So like I want to make sure that it's great. You know what I mean? It's not
Right.
just like somebody coming to me, just anybody. I
Yeah.
want it to be really great. So like
Thank you. It is.
yeah, like you know what I'm saying, and like it means a lot for us to collaborate that way and to collaborate with somebody that you've known, and now we're reconnecting, and we're talking about what we're doing now,
Yeah.
and it's not really sad. It just sounds like we're figuring out what we want to do.
It's starting to make sense. I remember in
Yeah,
college, I would never in a million years, like I wasn't big into social media. I didn't really fuck
yeah,
with like playing instruments or anything like that. I didn't do anything, but it like hanging out in like 1406. Like I mean, it was the place to really kind of be vulnerable. I mean, I've watched grown men cry in that house
yeah,
so many times and like being able
yeah.
to have that vulnerability, but I mean, I can't even imagine just putting myself out there and then, bringing other people into that and bringing you into that, you know what I mean?
it, that's funny that you bring that up about being at the house and being vulnerable, because like that's truly the only group of people at that time that I felt I could be vulnerable with,
Yeah,
and I felt like everybody was scared to be who they wanted to be
right.
in college. It was weird. It felt like everybody wanted to reinvent themselves, but it was a plot twist though. You were just figuring yourself out more.
Yeah.
Like you weren't really reinventing yourself. You were like refining yourself.
Yeah, you were coming into yourself.
Yeah, you were really coming into yourself. And
Yeah.
like coming into yourself, yeah, you're gonna stop doing certain things. But like being in the house and having everybody around, it was I think it was really essential for me,
Yeah.
like to continue. Like, cause I took, that goes back to me just like once everybody left, like I was just like emo. Like I was just sad because like, dang, I can't hang out. And then like Auntie had the house,
Mhm.
I think at the time, and like they were just like trashing it. I love you, Auntie. I love you, Auntie. I love you guys. I love you guys. You guys just you guys ran that house to the ground literally. They
I
had to
remember
tear
coming
it
back
down. They
when
had
I
to
came
tear
back
it down.
after I left and I walked into that house, I was like, "What happened?"
Yeah, they
Oh,
they turned it out, and I was like, this. You guys had a really dope chance. Like, I'm not going. Once again, I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. You guys had a really dope chance. Like, make that like really cool. I don't know. It just didn't hit the same. It just
did
didn't hit the same. It was just like a lot of. It was too. It was different. It was different.
did they tear
It
that
was
house down?
hell yeah. They tore that fucking house down.
Oh, that's
And
so
I,
sad.
and I was like, dude, I was like, that's so fucking sad. We have so many memories in that house. It's ridiculous.
And now it's
It's
gone.
ridiculous. I
Whew.
have videos on my Mac. Like I have videos and photos on my Mac.
Oh my
Like
God.
of and memos like on my phone. Like somehow got to the cloud. And I don't fucking know how technology works. Got to the cloud and I have like it's funny because sometimes I'll listen to them. I think one time I like put it in a song like in an intro because I was like, wow, like I like to think back on that time because it was like you said, it was like a very vulnerable time. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just definitely different now. But like, we're just figuring out more of what we want to do.
It's been a lot of fun figuring it out too. I do want to tell one story about that house. There was a time when drug warning, not bad drugs, but there was a time when everybody was doing shrooms and it took everybody 2 hours to figure out what they wanted to eat as far as pizza goes.
Yes, I remember you trying to help me out
And I was trying
because
to help you guys and nobody could figure it out.
because I didn't know where did I want it from, what did I want on it. I was thinking too much about it, and
There was one time there was a pizza picked out from like Papa John's and it had like 7 toppings on one half and 2 toppings on the other half. And then we trashed it. We were like, no. And then
It's not perfect.
and then we went through 3 other different pizza places only to revert back to the original one.
Because we
And
were
then
fucking on shrooms.
and then somebody
Fucking
just
tripping.
made a frozen pizza.
Yeah, I remember one day we were like we had a little shrew. We had at the house, it was like a little shrew phase too. Okay, there's another funny story. Like one time, like we did, I think it might have been the same day. It might have been while you guys were over, you might have been downstairs, or you guys might have just been coming over. But like when we first took him, like Mikey thought like he was dying. Like he was just laying down. He's like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I feel like I'm gonna die. I'm like, dude,
You're not gonna
no, you're not gonna die, man.
fine.
You're just tripping. He's like, I'm gonna die. And then I like gave him water. Then he ran. Like I was downstairs and like he ran to me. He was like, "You saved my life. You
And like
saved my
legit
life."
about it.
Yeah, he was legit. He was so legit. And then he was cool after that. Like he just needed
Yeah.
some water. Like he was just fatigued or whatever. But like,
Yeah.
and then like, just the whole like, since we're in this subject, just psychedelics, like even like because that was like a whole college phase, like even doing acid, like that was crazy.
It's
Like
crazy, dude, because I never did it. I've never done acid. I've never done shrooms.
yeah, I've never done any of that, and like
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like this is college, I guess. Like this is the moment to like try this kind of thing.
Fuck
Like,
it. Yeah.
I'm not doing anything like that now. Like to be honest, like I'm kind of over it. Like it was
Yeah.
kind of like a college thing.
Right.
Me. But like then it was like a whole new experience. It was like cool, I'm vulnerable around these people. I feel like I can do these things. I want to share these experiences with these people. I want to grow.
Right.
Like I want these people. This is my family that I chose. Like I really got to choose.
Literally. Because I mean, there were so many people that came in and out. I still haven't done mushrooms and I still haven't done acid, just an FYI. So
You're not missing
missing
out.
anything? Yeah.
You're not really missing anything. Like I honestly, like I feel like it was just like
A phase.
it was just a phase.
Yeah.
Like it was just a phase. Like it's not cool to be fucked up.
No. No.
It's not cool to be fucked. Like it's not cool to not know where you're at. And like I don't know. Some people like that. Some people like that.
They do,
like,
yeah.
That reaction, that emotion, that they get, and then they get addicted to it, or they keep doing it, whatever. I've seen how that looks. It doesn't look too great,
Right.
but like with me, it's just like I guess I was more of an emotional tourist about it.
Yeah. Do you feel like you came up with concepts while you did it,
Oh
or
yeah, there was one time me and I forget who, it was like two of the people, we were playing guitar for like 2 hours straight.
damn.
And like we were just all synchronizing. It was really cool, but like, and like I'm not gonna lie, like I had like a kind of like life changing moment because like for some reason like it hit like a really low moment in it, and like 10 hours in though, it was like weird. It was like why now? Like I'm kind of over it now. Like, and I thought it would be gone, but like it was still going. I was like, okay, I'm kind of over this now.
Yeah, I wanted to end. Please
I
end.
wanted to end, but I didn't want to trip too bad about it because I was like, I didn't want to freak out.
Right.
But like, I hit this low moment. I was just like, this is it. Like, I don't want to rely. I got good things out of it. I got good things out of it, but like the low moments of it was like, I didn't want this. I didn't want to need this to do what I wanted to do because I was already doing what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I've seen, being in the small town that we were in, what else is there to fucking do?
That's
Besides
what it is.
Smoke or trip or drink or
Nothing to do there.
Yeah, it was like the number one place for like pills. But despite that, we made it one of the best fucking places ever because we were vulnerable.
Yeah.
We found each other. You know what I mean? But like we survived that.
Yeah.
We've seen people there who got caught up in things.
And then they're still there, and they're dealing with the opioid fucking epidemic in Portsmouth still.
And that's insane. That's just a whole different thing. And I remember like one thing I missed is like coming back to visit as often as I could have.
Mm-hmm.
before all that happened and like before everybody really moved on to different things, because I remember James, he would like make trips down there, but like at the time, like I just didn't have like the money, or like I didn't have a car at the time. So
Yeah.
like, and everybody lived, once everybody moved away, you know, I couldn't just walk up to his room and be like, yo, I need a ride. Let's, you know what I'm saying? So like
Exactly.
it kind of like fucked things up a lot. Like, and I'm just now reconnecting with James, but like it definitely like it was is is it was hard that like it was bad then, but it's really bad now. And I just kind of wish like even I had, you know, I went back and saw you guys when I could have saw you guys, and blase skip before all that happened. Because like now in retrospect, I kind of feel like, dang, now it's harder for everybody because now
Yeah,
we're
we
all
can't even
adults,
do it. Yeah.
you
It's
know. So
difficult.
like, yeah, it's difficult, but it's cool to be able to like communicate and talk to you guys and still hear like what you guys are doing, and it's really dope because I know like I feel like if we all really want, and if we're all capable, and really want, we can all reconnect when we want to reconnect. If we all work hard, you know, set a time for whatever, because
Right.
we're adults.
You're right,
You know,
grown.
we're adults, right? But like,
Barely.
I just think about those times still, and I feel like if I still think about those times, I can still get to those times.
Oh, yeah. And I
You know
really
what I mean?
do feel like it helps to be able to reconnect because I mean, it was just such a transformative time for everybody. And it's cool
Yeah.
to see what everybody has grown into. Do you have any plans like once COVID is done? Do you have any
I
plans to
I
do?
wanna I wanna get a studio.
Yeah.
Like I want to get a studio, like because I was actually looking for one because I was just gonna get a studio, just live in it, like just live in like the far back of it, and then you know in the front have the other rooms for other shit.
Yeah.
But I got my LLC, so like I'm trying. Yeah,
Congratulations.
thanks,
That's
thanks. So
dope.
like I got that because you got to get all that for like business and tax stuff. So I'm learning about that, and I don't know if I'll be able to get the new loan or whatever, but it doesn't really matter. Like I've already had that in mind. Like the government's not going to help us anyway.
Yeah.
Like because they haven't really been,
Done
you
anything.
know what I mean. So like I want to get a studio, and I really want to start getting into like videos, like edit, like shooting videos and stuff. Because I I remember when I was in college, my teacher in my video class would make me teach the class like one day out a week.
What?
Yeah, and I was like, why the fuck is he? I was like, at
Why?
first I thought it was cool, but I was
Yeah.
like, why? If I'm teaching the class, I'm paying you guys for this class, but I'm the one teaching the class now.
Right? You
So
should
I
pay
was like,
me.
you pay me like that. That was like kind of that was also like the predating the whole like leaving college, because like that kind of added to that too. Like it was sad, but at the same time, like in retrospect on that matter, I was like, I learned more out of college than I learned in college. It pertained to my career.
Oh, absolutely.
Now I met for unforgettable people. Don't
Right.
get me wrong. I had way better people experience than like you know, like okay, you go to, you know, so like I want to have a studio, and I want to get more into video.
Yeah.
When I'm about to get this new camera, so like I can, you know, take like sharper photos for certain things and start getting into like doing bigger events like weddings. Like I've been asked to do a couple weddings before, but I couldn't do it because I didn't have the team. And that's like a segue into just finding like maybe one or two people who have like the same like idea or dream or concept, and they could be consistent as I am,
Yeah.
you know, because that's how it started. But then people started doing like, it's hard to do something different for a long time and
Yeah.
expect, hey, it's going to pay off. 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 You just got to, you know, some people don't understand that,
And they'll
you
dip.
know.
They'll dip to get the validation they want early
Yeah,
on. Yeah.
early on, you know, but it might not last.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
congratulations, you're a falling star. I'm chilling. I have my whole gravitational pull. Now I'm pulling, the only thing that I'm pulling in, I'm like a fucking planet now. The only thing that I'm pulling in with my gravity is people with the same energy, people with the same ideas, and people with the same, you know, concepts and the
Right.
same ambitions, you know. So I'm also like collaborating with a lot of different people in the city too. I ghostwrite for people. Art. I ghostwrite for R&B artists. Not kidding.
What?
Yeah, like
That's
and
dope.
they're about to go to LA. What is it? Next month to like do some record deal stuff. So like and make more music out there. They're getting really successful, and I want to get more into like recording other people because it's
Yeah.
like I just want to get more into doing what I feel is right, you
Yeah.
know. And it may sound like work to a lot of people, but it's something that I enjoy. I
Hmm.
enjoy doing that, and honestly, in the future, I just want to be able to have a platform that people can access and people will listen to and they'll understand and they'll be able to relate and they'll enjoy as much or near as much as I do.
Right.
You know, I just want my own little vulnerable place that I had like we had in college.
Right. Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
it's hard to get that now. It's like you got to be a part of a faction or a group or something. And,
Hmm.
you know, a lot of people are really political now, and I'm over that. And
That's
I just want to be with, I just want to hang out. And it's hard to do that. It's hard to find people like that. It's hard, but when you do, it's great.
it's great.
But
Yeah.
it's harder to like find those people who are like really consistent with trying to do things. You know?
Exactly. And I think, like you mentioned, energy, that's huge. If your energy doesn't match mine and that's off, everything that I'm going to do is going to be off. Like, it's not going to be comfortable.
No, it's not going to be comfortable at all because, like, I don't want to sound like super spiritual or whatever, but I definitely believe in energy. Like,
Hmm.
I've told people before, like in recording sessions, like, hey, your energy's off. Like, you're doing something off, and then they'll be like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Like that, I never heard that before. And like because like they'll do something like some people they don't know how to act,
Yeah.
and then they can't come back.
Right.
You know,
So you're done.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're done, you know. But like certain people, they just don't know, and they just don't know. I don't try to. I used to try to run out and find what I wanted to do when I
Yeah.
kind of already knew what I wanted to do. I just needed to find the people, but I was trying to find the things. It's kind of hard to explain. And I realized, hey, let me just stop. Like, let me pause for a second. Let me just, if what's meant to be, it'll just
Come.
gravitate to, yeah, it'll just come
Hmm.
to me. Let me just make my energy so strong. It'll have a gravitational pull into for everything that I want. And when I did that, that's when I started to find satisfaction within myself and my through my peers. And I started to think like I kind of like right now, like I didn't need college to make do all this art. Like I
Right.
didn't need college. Like I made a lot of money doing what I like to do now because I was consistent in it. And college didn't teach me how to talk to clients. College didn't
Right.
teach me how to live like work a fucking go to college for the summer. As soon as you get off your school, you got to go straight to your job and
Hmm.
balancing all that shit. They didn't teach you that. So you had to learn a lot of stuff on your own.
Right. Yeah. And
And
I agree with
yeah,
that. They
you
don't teach
know,
you shit, bro. They really don't.
no, like I'm like, why? When I was in college, I was like, in retrospect, I was like, it was cool that I seconded like a frog, or it was some frog or pig or something. I was like, in retrospect, I was like, this, I don't give a fuck about this. Like, I want to, I want to do my art. Where's my graphic design class? Where's my studio class? Like,
Right.
and then if I don't pass these general bullshit classes, I can't graduate.
Yeah.
And it's like, but why can I not just pick the classes that I pay all this money for you guys to teach me? I don't care about, I do, but I
Yeah.
don't care enough to pay somebody 20. Well, I don't know how much it was for a class, but it was like maybe like 20 to, no, two to 3,000. I don't even
Yeah.
remember. It was thousands of fucking dollars, not including the books for the shit you didn't give a fuck about.
Right. I mean, why do I have to take a world lit class if I'm not going for anything that has anything to do with that?
No. And it'd be different if I could pick it because I'm like, hey, I kind of like that subject. I want to see if I really fuck with it, but I don't want it to be something where it's like, okay, you can't graduate because you got A's in all of your core, your not your core, your like, I guess your core classes. I forget
Mhm.
how it goes. Fuck college. But like besides the people, like honestly, like but like the class doing going to class, fuck it. Like you can fail if you don't pass your core classes, but you'll even though you pass like your art classes,
Right.
or let's say you're going in for psychology, you pass all your psychology classes, but you fail because you didn't pass your science class, or you're held back, or then you got to go through a whole appeal process and talk to people who don't give a fuck about you.
And then your financial aid runs out.
And
So
then your
fuck it.
financial,
It's
yeah,
over.
and then your financial aid runs out. You know what I'm saying? You're not one of those kids who are fortunate to have everything paid for you.
Right. Do you
You know,
plan to stay in Cleveland? I was just thinking about that when you mentioned the LA guy.
I
And that was in my head.
I don't know. I feel like there's still stuff to do here because I still feel like I have a purpose here because I don't want to double back. I don't like to hustle backwards.
Yeah.
Like in a sense where it's like I achieve something, then I lose a lot. So like I thought like when COVID happened, I was gonna lose like my apartment and everything because I lost my job at the
That
time.
sucks.
Yeah, it sucked.
God.
But I figured it out, got a new job and everything. But like right now, I'm just trying to like get back on track. Like just being able to, because there's still things I'm wanting to do here. So like I'm probably gonna still stay here for like maybe another year
Yeah.
or two, and then after that maybe try to go somewhere else. Because I feel like I don't want to. I'm not overstaying my welcome here because this is home.
Right.
Like this is home. This will
You can
always
come
be
back at any
home.
time.
But I don't want to miss out
Mhm.
on things. Like I had my one friend Ben. Like he's this one dude. He moved all the time. Like he went to Greece, I think, and then he moved to Santa Fe for like three. Just packed his car up. He's like, I'm
Sweet.
going. Anybody want to come? What?
How?
Okay, so like he goes, you know what I'm saying? Like he comes back, everything's cool. Like he has a blast out there. Like he
Yeah.
works at like this bar. Like when I think about moving, I get kind of excited because it's like, dang, this is I'm so used to this. So if I move, I gotta learn this, and this, and this.
Right.
But like it's not as bad as it would be, I guess, because you have social media. Like
Yeah.
you could like connect with people in that area, I guess.
Yeah, I
If
think moving with COVID would be fuck that. That
no,
would be hard as shit.
yeah, and fuck that because if I get sick and then like my family, it'll be a whole like process of them even seeing if they have the possibility of coming out
Right.
to me, and then that's jeopardizing them, and then
Mhm.
it's like a whole like it's just
It's a
I don't
situation.
I yeah, it's a whole situation. So
Yeah.
like I'm comfortable where I'm at as long as I still feel like I have stuff to do. As long as I'm still growing, as long as I'm still learning, I'm comfortable. But I am starting to look like okay, maybe like maybe somewhere not too far.
Yeah.
Because it's funny that you brought up LA because I used to want to go to California, right?
Mhm.
Then the fucking forest fires started happening. Then I got
Yeah.
anxiety for that. Like, dude, I can't lose everything in a fucking fire.
Right.
Like, dude, I don't have a I don't have I like even if I had it. Let's say even if I had insurance, I'm gonna lose some stuff that's more symbolic than anything. So it's like I can't replace that shit. I'd
Exactly.
rather. And then I was like, I'm gonna move to Florida. Florida's cool. And then that hurricane hit, and I'm like, man, what the fuck?
No.
Like literally, this is what happened. Literally, like I started moving, thinking about California. Then the fire season started. I was like, well, okay, I'm not going there. I can't do that. But I'm a minimalist. But like, I can't do that. Okay, I'll go to Florida then. And then the hurricane. Okay, I'll go to Texas. I got family in Texas. And then you know what happened in Texas? So then I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, maybe that's a sign to just stay
Okay.
here.
Mhm.
Stay here. Maybe you might not know yet. Just chill out. There might be some things you still have left to do here.
Right.
So like, yeah, right now I'm just gonna chill here. But I am thinking about, over the rainbow kind of thing.
Right. I feel like Cleveland's also really underrated.
It is
You don't
really
hear enough
underrated.
about Cleveland.
No, like it would be really dope if all you guys came to fucking Cleveland one time. Like that'd be dope. But like, but I mean, not right now because COVID. There's not shit to do. But
Right.
like before, let's talk about pre-COVID. Like Cleveland was a really cool city because like you could have like if you it's there's groups for everything here.
Hmm.
So like there's something to do here. There's so many people doing unique things and so many creative people here. And like they'll fly out to like Atlanta, they'll fly out to like LA and stuff, but they'll come back here. They all started here. And it's really dope because like it's getting to a point where you can connect with people better. Because
Yeah.
before a lot of people didn't want to collaborate. Like it was kind of bad in Cleveland in terms of like the music scene because everybody would be like, "Yeah, I support you," but then somebody on Instagram or social media would make like a top 10 R&B artists, top 10 rappers, top 10 whatever, and then everybody be like, "What the fuck? Oh, I should be over this person. Oh
Right.
no, this person's whack. This person's garbage. Listen to me." And then they'll pick their ad just spam it, and I'm like, it's like that's so conflicting, and like that's I start to think like back in the day, like that's probably why Kid Cudi had to leave Cleveland and MGK because it's like they didn't blow up here. Like if you didn't know MGK, like he got bullied. Like people did not fuck with him.
What?
Like they were like, because he was this white boy, he was trying to
Right.
rap. Like, dude, you're not, Eminem wanna be. He won
Yeah.
the fucking Apollo. Like he won the Apollo. Like he's the only rapper to win the Apollo. And then after that, he went on tour. And then he brought it back and he blew up. And then Kid Cudi, he left to go to New York. And I'm talking about like back in the day with the music scene, it was just kind of weird. But now, like people nowadays, it's cool because everybody understands. Like, yo, I want to make it. I just want to make it.
And they get that
I
that's
just,
what everybody else wants to do.
yeah, it's getting to that point now. Like, I just want to make it. I just want to make it. And like it's easier to collab with people. So like the music scene is definitely better. And like
Yeah.
even with everything, like there's new restaurants opening up here all the time by like local people, not like big like oh new Chipotle. No, like it's a restaurant made by somebody locally. You know who they are. You've seen their other restaurants. You know them. You can put a face and a name to it.
Right.
You shook their hand. You've seen them. Like, hey, you could be out downtown. It's different than just like I never even met. It's different. And I'm a people person.
And I
You
feel like
know.
we're getting back to that. We're getting back to that locally owned. Like I think our generation has really sprung into this more humanity kind of phase where it's like you want to put a human to what you're consuming from them. Like you want to interact with your art. You want to interact with the person that owns that restaurant. You want to be able to do that. And I feel like with these bigger cities like Cincinnati, everything's going to be local. Like the chains are dying. They will die.
Yeah, they
Like it's
will
over.
die. They will
So
die. I
I
I think. Go ahead. My bad. My
I
bad.
was just gonna say, like, I just think that it's cool to be able to put a face to whatever you are consuming. And I definitely
Yeah.
think Cleveland's underrated as hell. And I want to come visit when COVID's over. But I also think like with COVID, once COVID's over, people are gonna understand and appreciate each other more. So
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are going to have like social anxiety.
anxiety going back
I
into it.
yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, like I feel like people are going to appreciate people more, but like I just hope that like especially like see I want to agree with you so much about like people are touching back with the human aspect, but I feel like people are you have the majority. Yes, people are getting more in touch with the human aspect, but then you have this group
Yeah.
that's just like so toxic. It's like, for example, like I don't know, everybody knows about it, but like when the Capitol got like ran through, pretty much, like
Hmm.
people died. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like people died for what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like you got these people now, and like you have people who are fortunately not empowered anymore, but you had these people this person made it think like it was okay, and now like they all came out the closet. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like they all came out the closet. It's mainstream now. this is mainstream. Like this is cool to do. Like it's mainstream to be like this. It's mainstream to do this. And then all built up. And then it's like, wow, it's kind of sad like these kind of people exist. But it's great to know like at least you and I, at least I would like to hope like the majority of people are really get in touch with their humanity because there's so much going on. It's like at the we just entered 2021. Like what's next?
Right.
Can we kind of like hit the reset button and realize like we all just want to be just live our life and just be happy. Like not everybody needs $1 million, but not everybody wants to get shot going down the street just
Yeah.
trying to get a candy bar, or nobody wants to get looked at because it's like, oh, we can't be friends because you believe in XYZ or you do XYZ. It's like you should. I feel like it'd be cool if we were more we tapped more to be more accepting, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool to know people. Is I work really hard to be around those people. It goes back to the whole energy thing. Like I
Right.
have a really good like my even my social media. Like I don't have that kind of shit. I don't I don't look for that kind of shit. My timeline on Facebook and all that. It's people that I know. It's crazy shit. It's funny shit. Sometimes it's dark comedy, dark humor. But
Yeah.
like that's our generation kind of, that's our generation, what I'm saying? But like I mean, we grew up with the movie Donnie Darko. Like,
Yeah.
what do you think the fuck is
Literally.
gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck?
Right.
And the band they used. Like, we grew up. What the fuck you think is gonna happen later when we're adults? We're gonna make some fucking dark humor memes and shit. So
Right.
like, it's been bred in us, and like, but some people just take it overboard, and I'm just glad that I'm able to filter that because back then I had some people I had to remove on Facebook because of some
Yeah.
shit, you
Yeah.
know. So it's like, wow, really? You think that?
You? Like you? Literally.
I used to drink with you, like, I used to hang out with you, or I used to do this. I thought we, so it's 2021. Like, I just hope we tap back into our humanity. It's good. I guess it's kind of cool that you came out so that I can kind of remove you from my life, but like,
Right. It shouldn't have to, you shouldn't have those thoughts.
you should
And when
have those
has
thoughts.
politics just become people's entire personality? That's what I have a hard time with. Like, I want to chill, I want to hang out. I mean, of course, if you think shitty stuff, like tell me now so I can get rid of you, but
Right. I
stop
don't.
making politics your entire personality.
And not only that, like you can be about politics, but don't make it about your whole personality, and like don't bring it up all the time, like in every fucking conversation. And like it's kind of like politics and religion. It's like one of the two things. It's kind of like, okay, I don't mind if you say like I'm very particular, I'm weird, so it's like I don't mind if you're like, oh thank God, like oh thank God, you say
Yeah.
friends like thank God, okay, but if you're like you start reciting scripts from the Bible every single time I see you. I don't. it's not a bad thing. There's no wrong thing really, but it's like I don't want. It doesn't really like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Like I don't know how to say it like without sounding like somebody's going to hear it and be like, "Oh, he's saying politics and religion is a bad thing." No, it's not a bad thing. It's just like don't circle yourself around that. Like
Constantly. Yeah.
you're more than that. I know you can talk more about other things, and not only that, but like don't let that thing be the deciding factor.
Right.
You're cool to be like that as long as you're not racist, as long as you're
Exactly.
not a child molester, as long as you're not like trying to manipulate me or try like because I've had people who try to like get rid of my business before, or like people who try to lead me astray, or like people who locked me out and it was like, haha, now he's going to quit. And I had times like that, but like, I guess like just to circle it all up together, like life. But
Yeah. I really hope we get back to it. I was like I was really hoping with like 2021 the COVID thing it just not that it's not going to disappear, but like let's say if it did, and then the next day we realize we just went through a fucking traumatic event together. The last 4 years plus the pandemic was very traumatic.
we went through a lot of events in our lifetime, like our generation. Like we're
Yeah.
like probably one of the most depressed like generation. Like honestly, we went through so much shit. Like everything went downhill after 9/11.
Right. Literally it did.
We
And
were
like getting
kids watching
and people die and
die.
burn.
You're jumping off buildings,
Oh
and
God. It's
I
rough.
didn't really. Yeah, it was rough. On top of that, like, okay, I don't know what's going on in your personal life around that time, but like my grandparents were like passing away like shortly after that. So like it was just like hard, like on a personal scale, and like since that happened, nobody else was really on in a good mood,
Right.
you know. So it was cool that like I had art. When I
Fall
think
back
about,
on. Yeah.
yeah, turn your, what do they say, or someone I read somewhere on like the internet, like turn your tragic into art,
Hmm.
something like that, like turn your tragedy into art, like you
And
could.
that's why I feel like there's so many artists in our generation because it's literally taking your trauma and putting it in a form of art, like just being
Yeah,
able to express yourself. I feel like I know more people who are into art and doing something creative and actually doing something now than like I think about my parents' generation and like what they do. And there really wasn't that much. I mean, it was all like kind of closeted art. Like
yeah,
I'm sure people created, but it wasn't as out there as it is now. And one of my friends, she always like posts something on Facebook and it's like, did you create something today? Or on Instagram. And it's
yeah.
like, did you create something today? I'm like, I fuck with that heavily. Like, go out and create and do something and figure something out. But do you feel like when, with having as much stuff that you do, photography, graphic design, music, like where do you find the motivation? Where do you find the time to
It's
create?
it's hard. It's really hard actually. Like it's getting harder because it's like it's not. It's so hard. It's kind of hard to answer. Like finding the time is, it is hard because like, okay, so right now by day I work from home. That's like 9 to 6, like usually. So like it's kind of hard finding time because back then I was more free to do things, and like some people that I used to work with, they expected me to be like Johnny on the spot. So that kind of like conflicts with that on top of just COVID, So like it's really hard finding the time. So like some days, as soon as I get off work, I'll start working on things. But sometimes I'll be too tired and like I don't
Mhm.
know, mentally, because that's just hopping on one computer to the next computer,
Right.
and you still have that screen. But like I just find the time because it's a part of me. Like I feel like it's something that makes me keep going, and that's like it helps me live. It helps me look forward to things because through everything I had art, and
Mhm.
to find the motivation sometimes that's hard depending on like what I want to do, because for music, like I might not make anything for like a whole year, like
Okay.
I'm just now picking up the guitar to learn new different things,
Mhm.
like certain things, because I want to, and I'm having a really good time doing it because I'm motivated now because of life.
Yeah.
And I always looked at as music to like document like what's going on in my life, whether it was rock or hip hop or whatever. So like the motivation is really like just things building up and emotion building up, being self-aware about it, like not letting it go crazy, like, or me be uncontrollable like I might have been before, but like, hey, save this, like you could express yourself, you know how to express yourself, and just art has saved me a lot. Like music has saved me. Going to a photo shoot has saved me from just giving up on a lot of things,
Yeah.
because, and it's the only time when I feel like I can be vulnerable and it's okay, around people who I don't know, because like I can, motivation in me is like when I'm taking photos at an event and they're like, who the fuck is that? Like he's like moving everywhere. Like, you got other people taking photos, and then you got me like getting all these angles and different things because I have a different eye and stuff. And then I see that, and then people hit me up, and that's my motivation. Like it's just like sometimes it's cookie crumbs, sometimes it's really big shit. Sometimes it's harder because I'm doing it on my own too. But like I just know like my motivation it just saves me. Like doing art, it just saves me. Like just keep doing that because what would I do?
Right.
And then I get scared when I think that. And it's like, no, well, James, you have other things you could do. Like, but like, do I want to do it? Can I put in the focus? Can I put in the time? Will I be happy? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, I think about, like, if I never did art or anything, I would be a psychologist. Because people are like, oh, you should make videos about, like, motivational shit. Because you always have, like, really good advice pertaining to certain subjects and stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, but, like, I always, and it was really cool, but I really, really, really wanted to do this art shit. And I really wanted to be accepted and known for that. And then I could do that. Then I could try
Try
that.
it.
Or
Yeah.
then I could do this or that. But I hope it doesn't like fuck me up in the end
Yeah.
because like I'm chained to it. Like I'm chained to it. Like this is what I do. Like I don't, every song, even the song that I made for the intro of this podcast, I made that in like maybe
Damn.
like an hour because it's like I am so connected and so hyper
Hmm.
focused on what I want to do. It just comes at this point.
Yeah.
I know what I want to do, and I want to keep doing this. And it's just finding a way to make it really hit, really click, really make it consistently bigger, where like I can really be like, hey, like this probably will get a point for you, Kylie, where you're gonna be like, okay, you have your job, like you got your main job.
Hmm.
You're gonna if you stay consistent with this, you're gonna be successful. There's no other thing that can happen. That's what I think about things. If you're consistent, whether it's a good or bad thing, you're gonna get good at it, whether it's a good or bad thing. You keep doing it. If you still do this podcast, you might get to a point where you could quit your day job.
I fucking hope
And then
so.
and how would that make you feel? How would that make you feel? Like truthfully, like really like how do you wake up the next you quit your day job and the next day you wake up, you're okay, I gotta do wait a minute. I don't.
I would have no idea. I feel like I would work harder on this. Like, like that is that motivation. Yeah. I want to get better. I want to get
Right.
better so I don't have to do that. You know what I mean? Like,
This could like in a way, and by save, I don't mean like if I don't do this, then by save figuratively, I mean like it's a way where I can be happy, I can be financially successful, I can be looked at, I can be who I am, the closest rep- representation of who I am. I
right.
can be vulnerable. You can't do that at a 9 to 5.
No,
Sometimes if you do
absolutely
that, you
not.
might get fired.
It literally.
So it's like you can't like, and it's such that like people like us, we can put on like this mask, like okay, we're going to work, okay, work profile, load up,
And
you
be a
know,
completely different person for that
we
8 hours.
right, you might have little glances of yourself throughout it.
Right.
You might make like a little joke, that you test the water, say are they cool, or
Right.
they think I'm funny. Do they think I'm funny? Nah, okay, I'll wait another month. I'll wait another couple of weeks before I try another joke in the
Right.
office. But like to be able to do what you want to do, it's just like I feel like it's like the in a time where we're at right now. Oh yeah, COVID definitely motivated me. But like in the time where we're at right now, it's like what else is there to do?
Yeah.
Like what you were saying, so many people are doing so many different things. It's like because everybody's going through so much shit. What else is there to do? Like you gotta get that out. You got people getting tapped with their drawing. They're doing like you're doing your podcast. You got people doing now. I'm doing videos, or they're doing little concepts, little short films, little
Mhm.
cool shit. And it's like cool. Like some people who've been doing it, and then you have some people who haven't been doing it, and they're like, hey. I'm now, I'm opening up to just start doing this. I don't know how this is going to go. Blase skip 1 2, and then it gets accepted, and it's really cool because you have to get that stuff out, and it's not only that, but like it goes back to what you were saying even earlier, like we're trying to be more human, and to be more human is to be yourself, and it's cool to see people. I get excited to see
Yeah.
people be themselves.
I
I
love
get
that.
excited.
I
I
want to
do.
support it. I want to
I
show
don't
it
look
from the
down,
rooftops. Yeah.
and I I try my best to circle myself around people like that because it's like it's so awesome to see so many different people do so many different things, and then like it's probably gonna get a point for you where people are gonna start coming to you consulting you about certain things. Like, yo, I don't know what setup should I use or what equipment do you use? You know what I'm saying? you start out with this equipment, but imagine what you're gonna have by next year. It's like once you
Right.
really get in tune with it, because you're gonna have so much fun, and then it's gonna get to the point where you're gonna be like, man, like work is like it's gonna get to a point where like you're gonna forget, like you still work at 9 to 5, but you're gonna be like you're gonna start telling people like, yeah, that's you're either gonna start not telling people about that no more. You're just gonna start talking about this, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because and it's just gonna be so awesome. It's gonna be so beautiful as long as you stay consistent with it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I believe. And I believe like this whole podcast is just dope. And I would just like I have to call my. I'm not. It feels weird to say this, but like I have to call my art and shit dope too. Like I
Absolutely.
can't. You can't really humble yourself. Even like Kylie, like you can't humble yourself too much. You can humble yourself like, but after a while, like you know what you're capable of. You know what you want to do. Just do it. Don't be afraid. And if you're successful and people you get a reception, just keep going with it. Eventually, it might very well save you to the point where you can just do and be who you want to be.
That would
And I
be
think that's the
glorious.
yeah.
That's it.
I
That's
think
it. That's what people want to do, and that's it.
it
Consistency
is.
is key. Consistency is key. I
It's just
100% believe that.
it is. It really is because I never I've seen what happens like it's hard to consistency is key. It's very important. It's very, very, very important. Because back then, like I would try to do like I used to do all these things, okay? I would try to do a little bit of this or a little bit of that, a little bit of this. And that's like, okay, you're being consistent being creative, but you're not being consistent in this certain thing. Maybe if you tried doing this for a little bit,
Right.
then you would get here or that recognition. You can't think, oh, I do a little bit of this, 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 a little bit of this. Then, oh, you could be a jack of all trades, but you could be a doctor, but you could have passed with C's.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could be a like you know what I'm saying? Like cool that you can do all that stuff, but you weren't consistent with certain things. So like late nowadays, like or at least like the past like I would say like 2 3 years really, I got consistent. Like okay, I'm going to focus on just photography for a while. Like, yeah, I'm still working on guitar, playing music and shit, but I'm really focusing on photography. Like, I could be playing music or something. If someone wants to do a photo shoot, okay, I'll work on this later. I want to get good at photography. And I got so good at photography, now I have what I have now.
Yeah. And
Because
you have
my
time
main,
to expand.
yeah, I have time to expand. And it's fun to do that, and like it's kind of it's kind of fun to find the time. Honestly, if I'm sorry to bring up like that other question you brought, but like it's kind of it's also it's a challenge, but it's also fun to find the time because it's like I have to I have a schedule now.
Right.
Like I, but it's about something I want to do. Like I'm not like working the grill or I'm not doing this. I'm leaving the house doing work. I'm making money doing what I want to do. So like it's I don't really mind like kind of finding the time. I just really hope like, you know, my big goal is just to eventually not find the time and just have the time to do it. You know, like
Right.
I want to be busy just doing that.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be busy just doing that. I want to so it's just really hard to it's just really hard to you know when I really think about it all like it's just really hard. It's challenging but it's fun but it's also really hard like as
Mhm.
time goes on I guess because it's like you don't sorry to like kind of segue to something else because you know I'm just everywhere but like I'm a people person so like I had to learn a lot on my own so it was cool to have be in a house like you know in college or like just be in a house or a place where you could be vulnerable and people accepted you that kind of like accelerates things it gets harder and when I think about that like you know not having that group or not consistently having that group
Mhm.
but yeah you know I don't really mind it like I don't really mind it sometimes it's fun finding the time I just hope that eventually becomes my time
The time.
all
Yeah.
the time
Yeah.
you know like I don't. it's cool. Like, yeah, back then I wasn't shooting photos for like football players, but at the same time, it's not enough yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's not enough. And like, when is it gonna be enough? When is it gonna be that one day where like that's the one thing I think about. Like, when is it gonna be enough? Like, because you'll see all these other people, and it's like, when is it gonna be enough for me? you know, I know my stuff is cool, but like, I guess like the end game. I'm starting to think more about the end game because I told you like I'm trying to get a studio and stuff.
Absolutely.
So,
I'm really stoked about the studio. That would be so cool. And I feel like that's a community. That's a place where you can have your people, you can be vulnerable, you can do what you want and you have your time. But I want to know your cat's name.
oh, that's Halo back there. She's sleeping.
She big
Yeah,
chillin'. She's so
she's been real
cute.
chilling. Yeah, she's real quiet. She kind of like stays out of her, stays out of the way or whatever. But yeah, she's pretty cool. But like, just so much like I really want to say. And I feel like I'm just like because I haven't talked to you in so long.
It's so long,
So
dude.
it's
It's been
like
so long.
that's what I do. That's what I do. Feel so fortunate to be able to talk to you, and hopefully, like in the next podcast, it'd be cool. Like just talk about like have a better like. I'll definitely come in like with a more like comfortable mindset because I was so nervous. I haven't talked to you in a while.
I
But
feel it.
like, but like, it'd be cool to come with a better mindset. Like, I want to come in and like be like, yeah, I'm probably gonna end this with like some guitar shit. I was
Yeah.
about the. I was looking about the. Yeah. I was like, nah, I'm gonna save that heat for her later. Like, I'm gonna do some. I'm gonna do some later. Like, if I ever get brought back on, it's gonna be different every time.
I love that.
It's gonna be different every time. Cause
Yes.
why not?
Literally.
Why not? So, but like, I don't want to hold you up. I don't want to hold you up too long. Like I said, I really miss you.
I
I really
miss
miss
you,
you
man.
guys, and I wish you like success in everything that you're doing. And I hope to speak to you like soon. Like if you're doing anything, like you know, I forgot to shout out the podcast, but like let people know, like, hey, like Modern Spirits. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
plug it. Plug your shit right now. Do it.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
do
it's
the
like
plug.
ourmodernspirits.com. Like you could go on Instagram at ourmodernspirits, but I have a website, so like I don't rely on social media. I have my own world, own little place in the world, digital world. Ourmodernspirits.com. I do photography. I do audio editing from like recording music all the way to hey, you're trying to do an audiobook, something like that. Like I do graphic design. I did work for video games, like doing art for video games. You name it, anything really creative, I do. But my main focus is brand design, photography, and recording music
And they
right
can
now. So
contact you on
like,
your website, right? Like
yep, they
you
can
have that all
contact me
set
on my
up.
website. I have all examples of my art in different categories, graphic design. I have from different shoots that I've done, all different concepts, street style. I did photo manipulation, all the way to just like my music and different instrumental albums that I've released. So you can get a little taste of everything that I've done, and you can hear and see the quality of my work. And
Oh my
definitely
god, and
you
your
won't find
website's
nobody.
what was it?
They I was just saying like you will not find somebody who will give you a sound that I have or an eye that I have in Cleveland. I promise you that. I'm
Hands
here.
down.
I see it. I see it. I'm not saying that is not great people now, because there's a lot of people who are collaborating now, and it's dope because
Right.
people are really trying shit now. It's like the '90s. It's like everybody with Jimmy Hendrix. Like, it's like the '90s. Like everybody's like trying experimental music, like trying shit. It's like one of the best times I liked music, like the '90s with rock. It's like everybody was trying shit, and like I do just like pretty much those three things. So like if you go to the website, check it out, figure it out. It's really nice to look at, just like the Instagram. And like Kylie said, it's really cool to, it's really smooth. I worked real hard on it. It's been like 4 years in the making, like the website. So
Damn.
check it out, ourmodernspirits.com. Those folks
Yes.
never falter. And I also will start be working on apparel, but
Ooh.
like not, yeah, not like a whole like clothing line or anything, but
Yeah.
like just like I have a lot of people keep hitting me up. They're like, yeah, that'd be cool on a shirt, or that'd be cool on a jacket, or that'd be cool like this and that. I'm like, okay, well, will you buy it though?
Right.
Like if I
Commit.
spend the money and time like that, this is expensive. Like my time, like
Right.
I don't. I like making money doing, So like, yeah, okay. I get enough people now, so it's like, okay, I'm gonna start doing that.
Hell
Like I
yeah.
was gonna do the mask thing, but everybody was doing the mask,
Mask.
so I was like, whatever. Whatever. Everybody, their mom is making masks, so like
Literally, they are.
I
It is everybody and their mom. Like, they
yeah,
are making masks. But I think apparel would
this is
be
crazy.
so cool. And the
Yeah,
website is just, oh my God, it is so well put together. And you
thank
go
you.
and you see exactly what you want to see on it, and your portfolio's on there. You can listen to everything, you can contact you straight from there. So that's ourmodernspirits.com. You have an actual .com, my dude. That's
Yes, I
wild.
do. Yes, I
That's
do. Yes,
super
I do.
cool.
And it's crazy because like I have an LLC, I have the website, and it makes me feel cool because it's like Thanos. I feel like Thanos with the gauntlet. It's like another fucking stone. It's like ha ha ha
Literally.
ha 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 ha. Like this is what I. This is what my life is supposed to be. This is it.
I love
This
that.
feels right. I'm
Yes.
spending money. Usually, you spend money like, oh, I'm broke. Oh, bro. After this, I'm about to go to the art store and buy some canvases, and like it's not like it's not it's a good investment to me because I'm able to it's I love doing it and I'm able to do it, and this is the steps that this is supposed to happen.
Right.
This is supposed to happen when you're consistent with your dreams. This is supposed to happen when you believe in yourself. This is supposed to happen when you spend that money. Yeah, okay, you might have to cancel your Netflix that 1 month, but now you have that microphone.
Right.
Now you have enough money to go to that one event where you met that one person who wants to work with you. Now you have enough money, or now you have enough time, instead of staying in the house talking about how sad you are, talk about how sad you are. Now you have like the time to kick your ass, kick yourself in the ass, get up and go out and shoot, or go out and talk to people, go out and do stuff. Like it just feels right. It just feels right. And then I have a website, so then it's like now I want to show people, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm marketing myself. So now I have a website, I'm marketing myself, people are seeing my stuff. It feels good. It feels good. It just feels like this is what's supposed to happen.
Yeah. And you don't feel bad about spending that money on the stuff to make that happen.
No, or the time.
Exactly.
Like, oh, okay, I can be at home like smoking or whatever, but instead of that, I'm gonna go to this art event. I'm gonna go talk to so so. And now I went to this wine mixer just during the summer, just cause I was just trying to shoot people.
Mhm.
Now I'm working under a studio. Now I'm one of the members under a studio, and I'm helping make events local artists can come to. Like we did one of these events. It was once a month. We set up 5 different scenes. We brought all the clothes. Donate clothes if you want. You pay $10. Just bring your ass.
Yeah.
We want to see what's going on in Cleveland. We want to see the artists. We know this shit's expensive. That's why we have a booth where you can rent a camera for free.
That's dope.
If you need clothes that fit you. We got racks. Like, because we know everybody has different shapes and sizes. Everybody wants to look a certain way. You could bring whatever you want. We have 5 different sets, but it's a theme,
Yeah.
like lights, jungle, floral. Like just yeah, we gotta make some money. Duh, we gotta keep the lights on. But like bring yourself. We want to see what's going on out there. You know what I'm saying? And it felt so. It felt good. It felt good to do that. And through that, I met people I was able to connect with, and I'm able to move a little bit forward from where I was before.
Yeah. And you can
You
learn
know?
from those people. You learn something new from every person that you meet in that.
Yeah. And I learned how to run a studio, how to do certain things, and that's why I feel like I'm capable of having a studio now.
That's
Because it's
awesome.
like I've experienced that through two different studios, and like it just being me though, just doing what I do. So it's like
Right.
I like doing that. When I get told what to do, it's like go to school, then you go to college. Then if you're a doctor, you gotta go right back to college for another 48 years. You're a
Right.
lawyer, you gotta go do this, you gotta do that. And then after that, you join a little lawyer firm, and that's it.
That's
That's
it.
it. And then
And you're
after
not
that,
on
you
your
got
own time.
no, no,
You're on
no. You're
somebody else's time.
so yeah. So I just like it, and I hope that eventually that like I can have a studio. I can do these things. I can inspire people. I can keep doing what I that it feels right for me to do, and not stray away from it when things get really dark. Like
Right.
because that's the hard. That's really the hardest part. Like believing yourself, because there's going to be times that people don't believe you. There's going to be times like you're going to try to do something or say the idea, hey, I'm going to try to do. What the fuck are you thinking, guy? Like,
Right.
no, you've been doing this. It's been working the whole time. Like, okay, maybe change the setting a little bit, but don't do that. Don't try to do this. Don't try. There's good. So it's very important that you believe in yourself.
Absolutely.
So when all else fails, you'll never fail yourself.
Damn straight. That was
So
wisdom. That was straight wisdom, bro.
yeah, but I'm gonna let you go because like I said, I could definitely keep talking. Like I love this whole thing, and I love you, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day. I don't really know what to say, but like you know, miss you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. And this was really fun, and I really appreciate you bringing me on here. I
Dude,
really
I
do.
had so
I
much
really do.
fun. This was so good.
Yeah,
It was a lot
definitely.
of fun.
Yeah, definitely talk about a lot of shit, but like I mean, I mean, I do a lot of shit. I have a lot on my mind, so it's like I could. That's just what happens. Like that's who I am. So like, hope definitely want to talk again. And
Absolutely.
yeah, so it was great talking to you, Kylie, and I guess I'll talk to you again, and I hope I see you again too. I
Soon.
definitely will. Cause I
Yes.
got a fucking Mustang. That shit goes fast. I
That
can get there
shit
quick.
goes fast.
I get to Columbus in like an hour.
Bro, yeah, that'll only take you 2 hours to get to Cincy. I got a Corolla, I'll figure it out.
Oh yeah. And I'll definitely bring like something real nice. Like I'll probably bring like some. I don't want to say. I don't want to say. I'll bring something nice. It won't be your regular shit.
Dude, hell yeah. I'm trying to make this room people's art. So my last guest brought me a painting. If you want to bring something, it's gonna
I'll
go in
mail
the
you
room.
something. Just text me your address. I'll just mail you something.
What? That would be
Yeah, I'll mail
sick.
you something. Like
Yes.
I'll mail you like probably like one of like my test products of the apparel.
Hell yes.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
like either that or like a poster size of like one of my pieces. There's a lot of there's a lot. I went to the protest in March. Like we didn't even get to talk about that. Like I went downtown to Cleveland protest this last year, and that was insane. I almost died. Yeah,
What?
yeah. I wish we
Bro.
got to that. That would have been a good story. That would have been a really good story. But like that's what I'm saying. Like I haven't seen you in a while. There's so much I want to talk about. But
There's
like
so much.
yeah, like I took photos then and like historic photos. Like a lot of people were saying like this is history. Like can I
Nat
get prints of
Geo.
this? Yeah, yeah. So like I could definitely like send you something and yeah,
Let me put it on my wall,
we'll
bro.
talk. We'll talk. We'll talk.
Definitely.
We'll talk.
All right. Love you, homie. You have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye. That man literally does everything. I don't know how he does it. It's crazy. Oh my God. I'm so excited for all of his projects and be able to continue talking to him about it and just see him flourish. So make sure you check out his website, check out his Instagram, hit him up on Facebook. I don't know what social media you use. You could use it all or none of it. I don't know. But you should check it out anyway. I just got done dyeing my hair. It's in phase 1 of phase maybe 7. I don't know where I'm going with it. I'm very thankful James came on. I dyed my hair while listening to the episode, and it just made me like reevaluate a lot of things and think about stuff. He really puts stuff into perspective, and having somebody like him as a friend is really cool to see them grow and see them do well. It's just great. I'm excited to have him on future seasons of Talentless Talent if we make it that far. We'll find out. So, coming up in the month of February, which is this month, is fuck Valentine's Day, first and foremost. However, I did make Cody ask me to be his Valentine. So I have that going for me. We've been dating for forever, and I still made him ask me. So I am a princess. Treat me like one. Just because you're leather daddy now doesn't mean that you can forget about me. Okay? I told him the other day, I was like, you really made a name for yourself. He was like, I did not. You made that name. Yeah, good. At least you know where you came from, sir. But the live stream, I had a date picked out, and yes, am I grabbing my phone to check to see if I put it in my calendar? I am. Oh my God, I did put it in my calendar. It's February 24th. It's a Wednesday. I'm going to start it at 7 o'clock. I have to figure out how to do a live stream. I don't have enough subscribers on YouTube right now to do a live stream on YouTube. So, how about this? Go subscribe to my YouTube channel. What's it called? Well, it's called Talentless Talent with Kylie Dills. So, I mean, go find it. It would be much appreciated. Once I get to 1,000 followers or whatever the fuck they're called, I can do live streams on YouTube. How often? I don't know. And there were 3 options. I put them on Instagram and Facebook to vote for. Option number 1, relationships, with a lightning quiz round with Leather Daddy about our relationship. That one did not win. And then we had existential crisis, which is what I'm currently going through with me dyeing my hair yet again. And then we had eat the rich. And I feel very passionately about eat the rich because there's a lot going on with like stonks and Reddit and butchering the market. I don't know what market are you going to? Where are you going? Pick me up and diet sody. On your way. Or a sugar-free Red Bull. Or maybe a White Claw. Fucking sponsor me already. I think I'm giving up. Nope, I can't give up. I said that I will not start small and I will go big for my first sponsor. If I get one. If I ever get there. Whatever. Anyway, the winner of the live stream is going to be existential crisis. That's the winner. That's the topic winner. So thank you for those of you who voted for that because, oh my God, do I have a lot of material for that, baby? I don't have any material for any of them. Also, since it's the month of love, I'm still going to do a lightning question round with Cody. He doesn't know it yet, but he will. He'll find out. Gotta get him a little haircut. So I'm still going to do that because I wanted to. That's what I voted for. And yeah, I voted in my own poll. What the fuck? What do you mean? And I like my own pictures on both of my Instagrams. You got to support yourself here. Goodness gracious. So yeah, the winner of the live stream topic is existential crisis. Please tune in for that. It's going to be a mess. So I have to figure out the podcast schedule. Dill's Extravaganza 2 is coming up. It's beautiful. And then I have Casey, who is a hairstylist in Chillicothe, and her episode will be coming on soon. So yeah, we got a lot of fun stuff planned. My calendar is starting to open back up. I thought I was going to have Hood Panda on here, but I sent him an email and I don't think he got it. We don't talk much anymore. I'm kind of sad. There goes my shot at being a big old wig and having some famous person on here, even though all my friends are famous to me. You know, it's fine. I'm kind of upset. Okay, anyway, moving on. The existential crisis episode, I will post more information about it as we get closer to it. And just thank you so much for tuning in and listening to the dumb shit I have to say, and listening to the people that I have on here and what they have to say. Each episode, I learn something more and more and more. I was going to try my hand at photography, but I take the same picture of myself in the same pose since 2014, so that's not going to work out for me. Yeah, so that was an episode 11 of Talentless Talent. And thank you again. I do have stickers. I just put in another order. So if you want some stickers, hit me up. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Talentless Talent Pod, Kylie, and then Twitter, Kylie, if you want to see me get 1 like on all of my tweets. Maybe you can like my tweet. I don't know. I need the validation. Please help me. All right, guys. Thank you. And you have it cut me off. I don't know what I was going to say, so I'm kind of glad it cut me off. But just have a fabulous Thursday, going into a Friday, and going into a getting fucked up weekend on some claws, baby. Because, yes, we're going to get sponsored by White Claw. Thank you.